Hey folks, welcome back. This is episode 147 of the Cycling Hokkaido podcast. I am joined this week by two guests, Aerin Bowers and Quinn Hoffman, all the way from the Great White North, Canada. Folks, welcome to the show. How are you?
We're very well, Martin. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Really just happy to be here.
It's great after all the planning, all the mails back and forth, planning your routes, planning your stuff. You're finally here on the show at the very tail end of your ride.
Yes, we've come to the very end of our ride. We have to return our bikes today at 4:00, which is a bit sad to think. They've been like our steady steeds for the last 6 days. So
Yeah, no,
I'm going to feel really sad without my bike.
It's been great biking, but it'll be a good change to kind of be walking, I guess, from now on. Not having not having to lug everything everywhere. But yeah, no, really, it was a really good experience. Really excited to get on with our trip now.
Cool. And Quinn, what do you do? How are things out in the world for you? Happy birthday for one thing.
Thank you. No, it's having a birthday here was really special. I didn't realize turning 20 was just such a big deal.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, I know it's different culture shock. Everyone is very kind about it. Got a little free dessert kind of thing yesterday. Nice little message on my dinner plate.
Very nice.
And then obviously lunch yesterday. We were gifted a lot of meats and all the sushis and all that stuff. It was really crazy and really great experience.
Cool. And you're a university student.
Yeah.
Where do you go to school?
So I go to University of Alberta in Edmonton, and I'm studying psychology. I just finished my second year.
Great. And this was your first time outside of North America? Yeah,
no, I've been to a couple other places like Mexico, United States a couple times, but nowhere far, I guess, really. So this was a really good place to kind of kick that journey off, in my opinion. Yeah.
Awesome. A 20th birthday in Japan.
Pretty special.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
Aerin, how about yourself?
Yes. Well, I hail from British Columbia, so more recently Vancouver, but before that, Rossland. And I've spent some time in Asia before, but as a very keen and passionate cyclist, I was really interested to explore some of Japan, and Hokkaido just seemed to be like the place to go.
Oh, it's the place to be.
Yeah.
But Aerin, before we get into your ride and everything,
okay,
I have some questions because you have a very interesting background. You're an athlete.
Yes. Yeah.
A swimmer since you were a child.
Yep.
But you swam the English Channel, correct?
Yeah, I did. My channelversary is almost coming up. So I did my channel swim last year on June the 30th. So June 30th, 2025 was my channelversary.
Wow.
1 year ago.
Wow, a channelversary.
Yeah.
Now, can I ask what you're Canadian, why did the channel swim come about? And when we were talking about it on our ride yesterday, there were a lot of things that came up I did not know you had to do.
Yeah, it's quite an endeavor. So it was sort of almost like 10 years planning in the making. And it was something I dreamed of sort of since I was a kid. I picked up open water swimming in 2014 and gradually just started doing swims that got progressively longer and longer. And so through that whole journey, I just sort of learned that I could actually swim a long way. When I started, I was hopeful that I could do a 2.1 kilometer swim. And then I ended up doing one that was, longer than that same summer. And then every summer kind of got longer and longer. And then finally culminating last year in my channel swim, which is between England and France, and it's about 21 miles as the crow flies. But because you don't swim a straight line, you swim in this sort of S or Z curve. It's more like 50 or 60 kilometers in total that you swim. So it's a long time in the water. Yeah, it's a really long time.
It's got to be cold.
Yeah, it's about 16 degrees was when I did it. And you have to do a 6-hour qualifying swim at water temperature less than 16 degrees. And there's, a whole bunch of other things that you have to do. You have to book a pilot. You have to grab a crew, get your crew together. Obviously, you have to train. You have to work on everything from feeding, nutrition, dealing with things like seasickness and jellyfish and all of that stuff. But, I've really, really embraced the sport, and it's sort of a surprise of my life, but I really love it. So,
that's incredible.
Thank you.
And I thought I was kind of laughing at myself yesterday because I kind of naively thought, obviously you can't, but I kind of naively thought you just jump in the water and off you go.
Yeah, no, it has to be ratified. So you have to get approval to do it. And then it's a process of paperwork and a medical exam and insurance and a whole bunch of stuff before you actually get in the water and swim.
You have to have a reservation years in advance.
Ahead of time. Yeah. Like even now, if you wanted to start tomorrow, you could start and you probably would get maybe like a 2030 date. 2029 date. So you've got time. There's plenty of time.
No, I'm good with the bike. I'm good with the bike. Thanks. And what's the kind of governing body that takes care of this?
There's two. There's the Channel Swimming Association, and then there's the Channel Swimming and Pilots Federation. And I'm not sure why they split at some point, obviously. But you can register your swim with either one of them.
Okay.
So and you get pretty much when you're done, you get a certificate, and that's about it. You don't get a trophy or nothing else. You just get your name in, I guess, the history books of channel swimmers.
Okay.
And I was like number 2,627th person to do it.
Oh, wow.
34th Canadian.
Wow.
So
that's incredible.
Yeah.
And well, that's interesting. You say when it's over, you just kind of get like a pat on the back. Nice job. And off you go.
Yeah.
And I imagine it's not cheap to set up.
No, there's a lot of expenses with it. Everything from the fees to swim it, plus you have to pay the boat as well.
Yeah.
And then you have to pay for your accommodation and obviously your travel. And then, all of those auxiliary costs that add up along the way, all the training and travel and that. So for a sport that just, you have a bathing suit, cap and goggles, it sounds like it should be really affordable. Oh. It's actually a really expensive sport.
Oh, yeah. Again, that was kind of funny yesterday. Like, you can't just jump in and go. You're like, no.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
They'll pull you, if you do that, they'll pull you out. Someone's going to pull you out. So
they'll see.
The French Coast Guard would pull you out, and they wouldn't give you a croissant. They'd send you back. Probably arrest you as well.
Excellent. And you guys are aunt and nephew.
Yes.
So you're kind of an adventure family.
Kind of like that, yeah.
And, Aerin, yesterday I was asking how you guys came to be doing this trip together.
Yeah.
How did that come about? This cycling trip, by the way, sorry, in Hokkaido.
Well, I was in St. Albert where Quinn lives, visiting his family, his sister and brother-in-law and my niece and Quinn. And we just started talking about maybe doing a bike trip this summer, and then realized that actually Japan was both a good economical choice as well as offered a whole bunch of different options of different routes to cycle. We looked at Iceland, we looked at Slovenia, we looked at northern Italy, and Hokkaido just won out in so many different areas. So then, like literally that evening, we decided to book it.
Yep.
Found really good flights through Zip Airlines out of Vancouver. And, when you see a flight that's priced so well, you just have to take it. So we booked it, and then, and that was back in April. Did we book it in April?
Like,
it wasn't that long ago. We're just like, let's do it.
We were visiting, and all of a sudden we were just talking. We're like, okay, we should do something. Then I remember taking like our dogs out for a walk at night, and all of a sudden we're like, okay, Japan's the place we're going to go. And then specifically Hokkaido. And then that was that. And then all of a sudden booked it in March, April-ish. And now all of a sudden we're here.
Wow.
Yeah. Just crazy how quickly everything happened. Yeah.
Now, that's also very interesting. You chose Hokkaido because some people choose to do like the Shimanami Kaido or other the Nakasendo, some other very famous routes. What was it about Hokkaido that drew you in?
Yeah, for me, it was knowing a little bit about the ski culture here in the mountains, and knowing that I've really enjoyed rides like that in Europe and also in BC, where I live. Was really keen to have a real variety of geography to ride, including those mountains, including some of those, beautiful kind of inner Hokkaido mountains really appeal to me. So
awesome! I can't believe you guys are the third group of people on from BC out of the last 4 episodes.
Right.
Wow, yeah.
We should form a club.
Yeah,
we should
honestly,
definitely be some sort of society of Canadian Hokkaido cyclists.
Great. So you get here, you've got the logistics all. You rented your bicycles through Spark Cycling.
Yeah.
You're planning on camping.
Yeah.
And okay, so folks, let's get into their riding experience here in Hokkaido. Folks, the first 2 days, I felt so bad for you because the rain was relentless.
Yeah, it was a bit of a rough start, to say the least. I remember leaving the bike shop. It's like spitting a little bit. We're like, okay, it's not too bad. As we started climbing a little bit, got a little bit worse, and going downhill, hitting those puddles, your shoes get a bit wet, your socks get wet, and
then you're wet.
You're wet, and you're a little bit unhappy. But we made the most out of it. Found a little guest house on our first night, which was we were very thankful we did. And originally we booked a place, and then they said, oh, we've got a key for you, and then there was no key, so we were stuck outside still for another little bit trying to scramble, find a place, and luckily a little guest house took us in.
Great. And where was that? Where did you start from?
We started downtown Sapporo, and then we rode up into Zenbaki? Zenibako, yeah. And that's where our first little guest house was in Zenibako. And they agreed to have us. And after a sort of difficult conversation on the phone where we were not really understanding each other, we showed up, and they just gave us the best hospitality, and it was a really fun evening. So we made new friends, and we got fed, and we had a delicious breakfast and a hot shower. It was brilliant.
Awesome. Now, okay, let's also kind of lay some more groundwork for this 8-day cycling tour.
7 days.
7 days.
7 days. Yeah.
Do you guys speak any Japanese?
No, just other than politeness, please, thank you, goodbye, hello, good afternoon, good evening.
That's true, because Quinn, that arigato gozaimasu in the restaurant was pretty solid.
Get lots of practice saying that, yeah.
Okay, so you're in Zenibako. It's pouring rain, and I saw your Instagram stuff. The old men, or the oji-sans.
The oji-san,
you were with, looked like they were having a lot of fun. You guys just being there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think they thought we were quite a novelty, and the beers just kept coming out, and then the shoju kept coming out.
Made its way out.
And they were singing some show tunes for us. And they were real characters. One guy made us a little felt polar bear, and so we had some laughs about that, but yeah.
Awesome.
Right? Yeah.
And then day 2, the rain continues.
Yes. So day 2, we got up pretty early, and then our plan was, I think, to make it all the way to Yoichi, but we ended up just going into Otaru because it was just really raining, and we were deciding, it was probably not going to be likely that we'd be camping because we would have to sort of find those campgrounds too once we came to town. So we thought, okay, second day soaking wet. Let's splurge. And so we splurged on a really nice Airbnb that had a sauna, and it was really lush. So we were able to dry our shoes in the sauna.
Yeah, it was a lifesaver. Waking up in the morning and putting on wet shoes isn't the best, the way you want to start a morning. And
I've done a few episodes talking about people about cycling Hokkaido in the spring, and the weather is so unpredictable.
Yeah.
The wind is not good, the rains. Even early summer, though, you're not guaranteed sunny days, as you both know.
Yeah.
But did you come prepared? Did you have rain gear?
Oh, yeah.
You guys were all set?
Yeah. I think that's part of our Canadian sensibility too, right? You come with layers. You know how to layer your clothing.
Yeah.
You know that you need to be protected from the elements. So we have really good quality rainwear. We know how to dry our shoes once they're wet. You know how to set up a tent in the rain if you have to, unless you're going to be a big baby and get an Airbnb, which sometimes you have to. But yeah, no, we were prepared from a clothing standpoint. The gear that we needed, definitely.
How much weight do you figure you packed coming over?
Each pannier, for me at least, I want to say about
15 pounds.
If that, honestly, I'd say at most 15 pounds each.
So 6-7 kilograms.
Yeah.
Probably about that, And then tent, obviously, maybe 3 or 4 pounds. And then front basket with everything, 5 pounds. So.
And you guys were on gravel bikes.
Yeah, we're on these surly disc truckers. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. And that night after the second day, Aerin, you kind of messaged along. You said, we're not sure if we're going to continue with this. We might head back to Sapporo and do rides based out of Sapporo.
Yeah.
Which also was an excellent choice.
Yeah.
But again, watching all this unfold, I was really feeling for you guys because through the last few months, you'd said, I want to see Shakotan. I want to see Mount Yote.
Yeah.
There are things on this trip I want to see and do.
Yeah.
It's the first time we're in Japan. So I was like, I was looking at the weather. I was like, give it another day.
Yeah.
And you did. You stuck with it.
Yeah, and partly it was from what you said. You said, "Oh, I'd really like for you to see Shakotan," and that sort of stuck in my mind. Like, I feel like I'm gonna really regret this if I don't do that ride around the peninsula and the coast.
Yeah.
Because going and doing day trips, that would be fun. We'd see lots of cool stuff. I'm sure we would. But to be able to kind of get where we kind of hope to go, because I did have a few routes planned at the beginning, and this one was the one that really captured my imagination.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy. But the weather did get better.
It did, miraculously. Yeah, by that third day, we rode into Yoichi and...
Had lots of sun. Rode into Yoichi. There's like a little food festival kind of going on.
A little carnival.
Yeah, so we stopped there, grabbed a quick bite, and the weather was really nice. We're like, we may as well just keep going. And then we made it all the way down to Shakotan.
Yeah.
The ride was unreal. It's one of the nicest places, like just... scenery-wise, one of the coolest places I've ever seen.
Right, because you're going through small towns to Oceanside, through the forest.
Right beside this rocky coast, right on the coast, which is just, you do have to ride some pretty big roads to get there through a couple tunnels and that, but once you get off that Highway 5 onto that coastal road, it's pretty spectacular.
It's the rock formations as you're going all along.
Just never seen water that blue either. It's
the Shakotan blue.
Yeah, the Shakotan blue is pretty outstanding.
While you're going, the tunnel. Sorry, if you go the tunnels.
The tunnels, yeah.
How did you find the tunnels?
Well, I'd ridden tunnels in Switzerland, actually. Switzerland and Austria, lots of tunnels through those mountains.
Yeah.
I think it's just something to have to get through. Some people really hate them.
Oh, yeah.
But, most of these, the ones we went through had like either a wide enough shoulder or the actual sidewalk kind of thing to ride on, which makes you just feel so much safer. They're all fairly well lit. We had lights on our bikes. Yeah. So you kind of just have to grin and bear it getting through it. And, some of them are short. Some of them are like 3 kilometers long. Yeah. And then, another one's coming up. You're just like, here we go, another tunnel.
That's one thing I do want people to be aware of when they're coming to Hokkaido for a ride. You're going to be riding tunnels. Yeah. No, you can't get around them.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of them you can find detours, but you're going to be riding tunnels.
We actually did have a detour that took us down a road to, I think it would have been a previous tunnel that was actually closed off. So it took us back up again. And that was just a GPS fault.
They didn't know it was
closed. We didn't know that tunnel was closed. But once we got used to it, we're pretty happy in those tunnels. It was okay.
And you guys did do some camping. You were camping on the beach in Bikuni.
In Bikuni, we camped in Bikuni at the free site right on the beach. That was great. That was really nice to wake up. And that next morning after that was just beautiful blue sky. And it was like, hey, the rest of that weather is behind us. So now it's going to be hot. So
yes. And it did get pretty hot a few days there.
Yeah, it was really, really hot. We had some ocean swimming. So that was good.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Yeah.
Both of you swimming in the Sea of Japan. But still, early summer, it had to be pretty brisk.
It was pretty cold, but riding for that long in the sun, it just felt like a nice refresher. Like it kind of re-woke you up after riding. Like when you're riding in the sun, you kind of get a little bit more, you get tired quicker. Getting in that cold water, it woke you right back up. It was a nice kind of reset.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, really refreshing.
Cool. So, okay. What else? Where do you go next? We're Shakotan. You've seen the Shakotan Blue, and then you continued on to Iwanai.
Yeah, on to Iwanai, but we stopped in a little town before that called Komanai, which where we had intended to camp, and it looked like there was 3 or 4 different campsites to choose from.
Yeah.
But all of the campsites were out of commission. One had been closed the year before because of bears. Another one had just been closed and was like an industrial site, and then the other 2 we just really couldn't find or were closed. So again,
too far out of the way. Either one. Yeah.
We ended up at an Airbnb, like at another little guest house, just sort of last minute. So, and that worked out really well for us. And we went to our first onsen there.
Oh, nice.
So that was really nice after that day of riding. And
how did you like the onsen?
It's different, obviously, but it was really relaxing. Which was nice.
Being all naked.
Yeah, I know it was way different than what I'm used to, but it was really relaxing.
I heard BC, British Columbia, has Onsen.
Oh yeah,
But
the hot springs.
You wear a swimsuit.
Some people do. There's ones that are clothing optional, but they're out in the middle of nature, right? Like BC has this natural hot springs route, and you can drive to them, and you never know if people are going to be clothed when you get there or not. So
that must be really funny. Like,
yep. There's not as much bathing going on as much as just chilling out. For sure.
Okay.
There's a lot of bathing in the onsens. Like, by the time people get in the water, they're pretty clean. I would say in BC, that's not so much the practice.
Okay. I didn't realize that it was optional. So you could be sitting there in your swimsuit, enjoying the hot weather, enjoying the hot water.
Yeah.
And along comes
someone's junk. Yeah. Yep.
But this, you don't have that option here.
No.
No, you just have to
can't
be part
hide from
it.
You're just there.
Here I am.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, no, it was great. Yeah, I'd definitely do it again. We actually went to one last night too at our hotel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and the night before in the
in
the Otaru in the Plum guest house too.
Right, yeah. No, it was very nice.
Were they busy? Were they full of naked people?
The Plum House one, like mine, it was just me in there. But last night I think there's probably 9 or 10 people.
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty busy. The one in the Ryokan last night was pretty busy.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But okay, you're trying to camp at a campsite and you get there and it's closed due to bears. But you're from BC.
I know.
You've lived in some pretty deep bear country.
Yeah. I have bears on my deck. I have them in my garage sometimes. Like, I'm pretty used to bears.
Yeah, on your deck, in your garage?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. In Rothland, they're everywhere. We sort of live amongst them. So, and you run into black bears, and then, there's grizzlies around as well. So you grow up to be pretty bear aware living in a place like that. So with this here, I was surprised at how that would sort of shut down a campground.
Yeah.
But that actually scared me. So it actually made me think like, hey, this is really serious bear issues.
Well,
aggressive bear issues.
Well, that's the thing. They do say the Japanese bears are more aggressive.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard a very interesting theory as to why they are more aggressive. Because they evolved with Siberian tigers.
Oh, okay.
Because they were prey.
Yeah.
For Siberian tigers, they developed this aggression streak that's just been a part of what the Asian bears are now.
Right.
I don't know if that's true or not.
That's interesting. That's plausible.
Right? Yeah.
You grew up with tigers. Yeah, you'd have to be a pretty tough bear to...
But you always hear that the Hokkaido brown bear is a cousin to the Canadian grizzly. But hearing your story, they're in your garage, on your deck.
Yeah, these are black bears. They become habituated, but in the Kootenays, they're just around. They're just everywhere. So you see them when you're hiking. You see them when you're mountain biking.
And how you don't panic?
No, you don't panic. You have to just ignore them and obviously turn and go the other direction and make a lot of noise wherever you are, because if you have a negative encounter, it's usually because they're surprised or you've come into an area where there's a mom and the cubs.
Yeah.
And you just don't know that. So that's where some bad things can happen. But with the Hokkaido bears, it's just the unknown. So it's like I didn't feel prepared to deal with Hokkaido bears, not knowing if they are really aggressive around campsites or because no one else seemed to be there camping as well, which is also a little bit like, are we going to be the only ones out there in the middle of the forest? And I'm responsible for this guy and not sure that that's the best choice to make. So
yeah, the last few years, bear attacks are increasing all nationwide, not just Hokkaido, still kind of down south, kind of north, Honshu. They're on the rise. You see them getting into supermarkets now.
Yeah.
But obviously, people are blaming, climate change and their food supplies are dwindling and all that kind of stuff. But maybe it's the news here as well that plays up the bear attack angle, because I think, well, again, I've been here 27 years.
Yeah.
I've seen bear poop twice. Yeah. I've never seen a bear. Knock wood.
Yeah, knock on wood. Knock on wood, exactly.
The media has gotten into my head as well. I've been going up for riding a mountain pass. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, jeez. And then when you're actually on it, you settle down, you're like, okay, this is totally fine.
Yeah.
I think the media does play into that. Is there not a bear scare going on in BC?
I don't know if it's a bear scare, because there are attacks again every year in BC as well.
Sure.
Because people are out there and you're on their land basically, right? So if people are bringing food into their tents or not creating a bear cache when they're camping or backcountry camping, you can run into some real problems. But bear human encounters are also on the rise, partly because the bears, their habitat is, getting smaller and smaller every year with logging and deforestation, and also with climate change. The berry harvest for the bears some years is really terrible.
Yeah.
And also with the forest fires. So you have a lot of bears wandering around in towns looking for garbage, looking for food.
Yeah.
So they're not looking for humans to eat. They're looking for, anything pretty much that they can eat. So
wow. Because I did think that was an interesting point that you said you would never let a bear in the area kind of stop you from camping, because you just lived amongst it forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Amongst them, sorry.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you're disappointed with the campsite being closed to bears.
Yeah.
And what's next?
We got the little guest house.
Yeah, we got the guest house.
Yeah, and then we planned on the following day to push on to Kuchan to see Mount Yote.
Yes. And was it as majestic as you thought it would be?
Like,
it popped up.
All of a sudden, like, we were going from riding to water, went through a tunnel, and then it was just pretty much mountains all around us, and then in the distance, there it was.
Yeah. Me too. I'm not over that. I love when it just kind of popped. You're like, there it is. You might be going through a bit of a slog of a day.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're going to see, and then you see it, and this adrenaline just comes.
Just this energy,
It's a beautiful mountain.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Cool. Did you spend any time there? Did you have lunch in front of it? Did you ride around it?
Close.
Yeah, we did camp really close to it. And so it was sort of always around us. But yeah, in Kuchan, it's sort of everywhere you look, it's sort of looming over you. So you do really feel that ski town vibe. So that I really liked that. I thought that was a really cool place.
I love Yote, and I so get, when we're on our ride, we were talking about the Ainu a bit.
Yeah.
I love how they considered it a sacred mountain.
Yeah.
You can feel something with it, right?
I'd read a few blogs about people who do there's a road you can ride all the way around it.
Yes.
And I thought if we had another day that might have been something to do, to just circle the mountain would have been a cool day. I'm not sure how many kilometers it is, but
I think it's
a good day.
70 or 80?
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not totally sure, but yeah.
Next time.
Nice. Next time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're well, actually, let's talk about next time when we get through this, right?
Sure.
So,
for sure.
From Kuchan, this is kind of where things get a bit interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Kuchan, you're right into Kyowa.
Yeah.
You're on Route 5, kind of heading back into Otaru.
Yeah.
Which, as we were talking about, be ready for it. That Route 5, that direction, it's a long, steady climb.
Yeah.
But it's long. Now, you guys both did not have to make the entire climb.
No, we had some assist, actually. Completely unexpected.
Unfortunate assist.
Yeah.
But...
What happened?
Yeah, I got a flat after we'd just come down out of Kuchan and just passing Kyowa, and went over a curb and just heard the sound that you hate to hear. And we knew that back tire was toast. So we were able to pull over into a little slipway where there was a few little houses, but then kind of a flat, safe area off the highway. And set about trying to change the tire. But our spare tube also had a hole in it right at the valve. And so Quinn went to one of the houses.
Yeah, to flag someone down.
Tried to get a guy out of his house.
I rang the doorbell to one of the places, and guys trying to talk to he doesn't know what I'm saying. I don't really know what he's saying. And luckily another guy kind of came around the corners, asking me okay, what's going on? So I let him over to where we were and tried to help us the best he could, but obviously couldn't really do anything. So very fortunately, him and his wife called a van for us, and then they drove us back into Otaru.
Now, Quinn, I thought this was awesome. This was kind of brave on your part. You just went up and rang someone's doorbell.
Yeah,
he was sent to do that.
I was sent, but still, we're in a tough spot. Now, there's nothing really around. You got to try out all options.
But again, let me break this down a little bit more. you're 19 years old at the time.
Mhm.
Your first time outside of North America.
Mhm.
You don't speak Japanese,
Mhm.
and you just rock up on this rescue mission
Yeah.
and hit some family's house doorbell.
Yeah.
They come to the door, and what are you like? Hi.
I just said hi, come over here, and luckily they followed me. I just kind of pointed over there, and then kind of got the idea when they saw the bike overturned with no wheel on it. They're
Right.
like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were you using Google Translator?
No, I just kind of used gestures, and it luckily worked.
See,
we used Google Translate with them later.
Yeah,
Okay.
to like book
Because
the-
I had data with my phone,
Yeah.
and so when they actually came over, then we were actually able to communicate like where we needed to go and
Mhm.
what had happened, and that made things a little bit.
But the
easier.
initial, I just kind of let them out to where we were, and luckily their house was maybe, I don't know, like 50 feet away, and they could kind of see bike overturned, no tire, Aerin sitting down trying to play around with the tire. They got the idea, and they did the best they could.
okay. And then
Yeah.
they phoned for a taxi
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
put your bikes in.
Exactly.
And away you go.
Yeah.
Well,
we didn't have to ride up that big hill back into.
Yeah, looking at it, it would have been a tough ride.
We were
but,
prepared to do that, and it was actually nice that we didn't have.
Yeah.
That's such a great experience for you too,
Oh,
as well,
for
though,
sure,
Quinn.
yeah.
You know, that's what you got to do when
Yeah.
you're out in these situations.
Gotta be brave.
You have to ask
Yeah.
for help. Yeah.
And again, the Japanese people just coming out and helping you. Did
Yeah.
you think it would go that way?
Yeah, I honestly based off our interactions with everyone here, everyone's been just so nice and kind. So I was kind of hoping, hopefully they would help, and luckily they did. But anywhere else, it's probably a 50-50 shot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, again, this is kind of what we were talking about on our ride yesterday. If you're watching the news, the media would have you think Japanese people don't want foreigners here.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, I've
Right.
never felt that at all.
Right.
During our time
Exactly.
here
Everyone's
at
been
all.
so welcoming, so
Yeah.
kind, always making accommodations for us because obviously we can't really speak their language. They've
Yeah.
always done their best with English too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
And
great.
they're helping you.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're interested in who you are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time we say we're like, oh, we're from Canada, their faces just light up, and it's great to see.
Are
And
you
we've
gonna
asked
have-
people for help with directions. We've asked them for help
Yeah.
with looking for campgrounds. We've asked people for help for looking
Buying
for
a train
different-
ticket or
Yeah,
anything
like,
like that.
People
yeah.
have just been so kind and
Mhm.
so willing to help.
Mm,
You just really get that sense almost from the first day that we were here.
mm.
So I love that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you get into Otaru,
Mhm.
you've got the help of the kind locals.
Yeah.
But also what's interesting about that is Otaru is one of those places that they talk about over tourism.
Mhm.
But the people were still extremely friendly.
Oh yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, people were really wonderful. We got a bike shop just before it closed. They were actually able to give us a spare tube and then fix the tire. And we just found the people in Otaru also generous and kind and friendly and
Wonderful. Now, are you going to get reimbursed at all for the repairs on the bike and the taxi ride? Because that is the rental bike's fault. The rental bike
I
company's
haven't
fault.
even thought of
No,
that.
we
actually.
haven't gotten to that.
They
Yeah.
gave you faulty equipment.
Yeah, I mean, I
they
ran
did.
over and I did cycle over a nail, but they did give me a
really
bum tube,
Yeah.
and I had no way to get another tube. I don't know. Not sure that I would pursue that, but
Well,
we'll see.
Figure it out
because
when we
you,
get
there.
you do get
Yeah.
flat tires out on
You
the
do,
road.
you do.
Mhm.
You have to know how to change a tire,
And
right?
you do.
You can't go on a
Mhm.
trip without knowing
But
how to change a
they
tire.
gave you a faulty spare.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
We'll see.
We haven't really gotten to that yet.
I did
guess.
communicate with them and
Yeah.
told them what happened and
Yeah.
that, so they knew that it happened. And so we'll see how that conversation
Okay.
goes when we return
Okay.
the bike. But yeah,
Okay. And that bike return is coming up tomorrow.
today.
That's today.
Oh, today, this
Yeah.
afternoon.
Yeah.
Later this afternoon.
Yeah, we're gonna cycle into Sapporo and return those bikes, and it will be strange to be without them.
And then you're in Otaru, and then that's when we finally got a chance to get
Yeah.
a ride.
Yeah.
I had so much fun
Oh,
We
taking
had
you
a
guys
great
around.
day. Yeah,
for sure
we had
one
a
of
great day.
In my opinion, probably the best day we've had so far.
Thank you, Quinn.
Yeah.
That was
Just
real
being
fun.
able to see all those places that 99% of the people riding by just wouldn't see, it was unreal. It was really cool.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, thank you again for just taking us around and showing us kind of what you know.
No worries. I was happy to help because, Aerin, you and I, how many months have we been messaging back and forth?
Yeah, like 4 months about this. So, yeah, a long time. It was just so great to have that local knowledge, but also to learn more about the history. It's a fascinating place. Like, it's not the largest city, but we could spend pretty much a whole day there just looking at these treasures.
Oh, yeah.
And experiencing.
I mean, taking you through like some of the smaller shrines. There's nobody there.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that is a massive part of Otaru's history.
Yeah.
The 300-year-old mulberry tree, the lighthouse, the petroglyphs.
Yeah,
that
really cool.
Were you aware of that Jomon culture at all before?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. See, this is what the last week's episode with Matt Cotter talking about the Ainu.
Yeah.
If you know more about this kind of deep history of where you're riding, I think it really enriches the ride,
the
whole experience.
Yeah, it totally does. Even when we were leaving Otaru this morning, we felt a little bit sad to leave just because you feel
so much time.
Yeah, you spent time there, but just
learned
also
so much about it.
Yeah, you just have a better sense of the place. So.
Yeah, I wish I could have done so much more riding with you this whole trip. So I had to work this past week.
Next time.
But like after yesterday, did you kind of feel like, okay, wow, for example, when my wife and I got married, we had our honeymoon in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a couple of places that we walked out of going, I know that's important. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had moments like that along the way. You would see
sure.
something. Even in Kuchan, there's a statue of he's a obviously very important man who maybe a founder of the town, but he's on skis.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I wish I had more time to kind of dig into that history and learn more about like the skiing culture in Japan because or in that area, because I'd be really keen to know about that. But yeah, lots of places you see things and think like, oh, I would, love to have a couple hours to spend digging in. We were lucky to have that day with you to really dig into some history.
Kind words. Thank you. I mean, riding along Sakaimachi Street, and then maybe the greatest cycling lunch of all times.
It was the greatest cycling lunch of all time.
Oh, for sure.
I've never seen anything like it.
It was wonderful, and again, the generosity and the kindness, and the fact that it was Quinn's 20th birthday.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, they were so nice about everything, and Kita no Ryoba is my favorite restaurant in Otaru.
I see why now.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
It was very cool.
What did you think of the sushi?
It was
Otaru, a
delicious.
seafood.
I really liked
sushi.
how they had the rice and then the wasabi kind of layered on top, and then the fish or whatever. Yeah. I really liked that, and it made it not obviously too spicy, but gave it a little kick. I thought it was fantastic.
Very different from Canadian sushi.
Yeah.
They usually just kind of mess around with the wasabi, just kind of chuck it on. But the way they layered it, it was really nice.
Well, that was Tobi-san, the chef at Kita no Ryoba. He does all that, and he's just such a nice
Fantastic
man.
too.
Yeah, it was really
very
good.
talented chef.
The fish was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, that's Otaru. It's fresh.
Yeah.
There's the fish markets. What did you think of the fish market?
Fish market was really cool to go through.
Yeah, really
cool to walk through this little tiny alley with our bikes and just everything's going on. There's all these creatures and stuff.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
I mean, the huge, you see the king crab in the water bins.
Oh, yeah.
It looks almost alien, right?
Yeah.
I got some cool pictures of some guys.
And just kind of looking at you,
waiting to be someone's lunch.
Exactly, yeah.
I can't believe we got on the bikes. I mean, Motoaki, my friend, and the chef, they're kind of rubbing our bellies.
Yeah,
you can fit some more in there, boys. No.
Well, like I said earlier, when we were biking, I felt full, but it wasn't a gross full. It was more of a energy full. Okay, I can still do this, because eating back home, if I were to eat that much of let's say a burger or pizza, I'd have to have a nap for an hour and a half after that.
Yeah.
But after eating all the fish and stuff, I felt good.
It's different food.
Oh, for sure.
Nothing we had was deep fried.
Yeah, for sure.
Nothing we had was drowned in sauce or anything.
Yeah.
Well, except the eel. The eel had a bit of sauce on it. But everything else was kind of the natural flavors of the food.
Yeah.
Right? Which is a real kind of which is kind of the main point of Japanese cuisine, right? They use the natural flavors.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is a different fold.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because we were able to still ride up to the Asari Dam after that.
Yeah,
we had a
with
big
very
ride.
full bellies, you know?
We did a lot of climbing.
I was impressed with all of us. Yes.
There were a couple of points right out front of the restaurant. We were trying to get your leg over the seat. You went,
I don't know about this.
But then we got going and we were all right.
Yeah.
So we saw Sumiyoshi Shrine.
Yeah.
Ryugu Shrine, a couple of the major shrines in Otaru, which were really nice. We did the Tori Gate walk.
Yeah.
And now you guys can pray at temples like champions.
We know how,
We can pray everywhere we go now.
Yeah.
We can make wishes and we can pray, and we know how to do that respectfully and the way it's sort of supposed to be done. So yeah, we're going to go into every shrine and pray.
Oh, for sure.
For the rest of the trip.
For sure.
Awesome. The Asari Sky Loop's pretty cool to ride, right?
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
Even on the Strava, it looks cool. Like just you're showing us after the big circle really that we made.
Yeah. I couldn't believe yesterday turned out it was a 102-kilometer day for me.
A
Yeah.
long ride.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Crazy.
We were riding in quite short stretches.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of different stopping points.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. And that was our ride together.
Yeah.
And that was kind of your experience. Aerin, now you said you cycle in Canada quite a bit, yes?
Yeah.
Is there any comparisons you can make to Hokkaido riding, North American riding?
Yeah, I would say that there's a good comparison is just around like the wild camping. So where I ride in the Kootenays in BC a lot, there's lots of like wild camping spots as well. So, if you're coming over to ride there, you bring a tent, a bit of gear, and you're going to be able to camp out in nature, which is nice.
Yeah.
Same with the climbing and those kind of rolling hills and that. There's a lot of that. So it's really good for your legs, really good riding to sort of get in shape.
Yeah.
And now that I'm sort of more on the coast in Vancouver, some of that coastal riding in BC is also really, really beautiful. So but just the wildness that you sort of feel where, as opposed to sometimes in Europe, you're on these very specific bike routes that have services for cyclists kind of specifically along the way. And it just feels a little bit more planned or a little bit more, a little less wild. So I found Hokkaido to be quite wild riding.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good
quite remote.
Point.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of cycling routes.
Yeah.
There are routes that people have mapped out, but it's not like officially paved roads.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. So you're heading into downtown Sapporo today.
Yep.
Do you know that right now, I think there's the Sapporo Festival on?
Oh, good.
Because you've got this evening in Sapporo,
right?
Yeah,
we have this evening and most of the day tomorrow. Actually, I think our flight out is around 7 p.m. back to Tokyo.
So in a place called Nakajima Park, it's called the Sapporo Festival, Summer Festival. Basically, it's just junk food and junk items to buy.
It's still fun to go.
It's kind of fun to see. And then tomorrow, you're leaving Hokkaido.
Yes.
Sorry, wait. It comes back to one more question I forgot to ask.
Yes.
You were talking about next time.
Yeah.
Would you do anything different for our next Hokkaido trip?
I don't think so. I think I would still come with that flexibility of like, we want to camp, but we are prepared to not camp if we can't. And to make sure you have the resources to be able to do that. And I think having data was really important. I think having that connectivity, because you just need to use Translate sometimes. You need to map. You need to have your phone, and you need to have that ability. Anything else I would do different? I'm not sure. I think I obviously connected with you, so that was a great resource. There's the Hokkaido Wilds website, which had some good information on it. Reddit was another good source of some information about cycling here. And different next time, I don't know, maybe I'd try to stay another 5 days here to get to do some of those. I would love to go down to that Furano.
Yeah, Furano BA.
Yeah, Furano BA route. Josankai.
Yeah, Josankai,
And the path that you mentioned. Like, there's just so much more to ride. So maybe I would extend this part of the trip next time.
That's
and
good.
see some of the other side of Hokkaido too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Leave more time.
Yeah. Lake Toya, I would have liked to have seen.
Yes, yes.
So
Because the Geo Park at Lake Toya is amazing.
Yeah.
Great. Excellent. And Quinn, how about yourself? Anything you do differently?
Probably just the same thing, like more time. Like there's obviously so much that we still have to see, but we were lucky to see what we saw already too.
I mean, I got a question for you. And feel free to not answer right now. You can mail it to me later. Would you come back cycling with your auntie?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
He has to say that.
No, she's been best cycling partner, very easy. Always has stuff planned, always has everything ready. No, it's made the trip so much more easier.
Thank you.
You spent months working on this trip, Aerin.
Yeah. It's like one of my joys is to plan these kind of trips. So it's a nice escape from work and it's a nice brain break and I just love it. So.
And next, you're off to Tokyo.
Yeah.
And you're going to do a bike trip in Tokyo?
We've got a city tour tomorrow or the next day, and then we've got a food tour, and we've got a sumo experience planned. So, and we want to do some shopping and some exploring. So we got to cram a lot into the next 4 days, but we'll do it.
Days, but we'll make it work.
Yeah,
I think.
We'll do it.
Tokyo's amazing.
We're not going to try to camp in Tokyo.
Just rock up to Ueno Park and
No.
Are you going to stay in one hotel?
Yeah, we're staying in one hotel. Yeah, in Shimetazawa.
Okay, I don't know Tokyo very well.
Next to Shibuya.
It's just outside. It's like more of the vintage part.
It looks like an area where there's lots of cool little shops. Not like super, super touristy, but still sort of central. So I just can't pronounce it properly.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I think it's Shimetazawa. Something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know Tokyo very well, but it's such a fun city.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting talking to you after that. The contrast.
Yeah, definitely a huge contrast.
Yeah. For me, Tokyo feels like a different country.
Yeah.
It's so different. So much fun. It's just different fun.
Yeah. We've been in like type 2 fun mode. Right. And so now we're going into more like type 1 fun. Yes.
Hey, fantastic. Guys, any closing thoughts on your week-long cycling extravaganza in Hokkaido?
It's been just so unique and such a cool experience. And we've had some challenges, but we've had so many joyful moments and laughing and interesting experiences, good stuff, bad stuff. It's just been a real experiential trip. So I feel grateful that Quinn was able to come and grateful that we got to meet you and spend the day with you yesterday. And we got to come back and see more. I think that's the main thing.
Awesome. And hopefully next time I'll have more time as well.
That would be great. That would be great.
Great. Folks, thank you very much for tuning in to episode 147. Folks, recently I started a buy me a virtual coffee. So, folks, if you feel like supporting the show, if you found value in the show and planning your Hokkaido trip, go to buymeacoffee.com/Cycling Hokkaido. Support me, support the show, keep me out there exploring, buy me some virtual coffees. Thank you. And as always, hit that subscribe button, leave me a kind review, and have fun out there, folks. Aerin, Quinn, thank you very much. Good luck in Tokyo.
Thank you
very much.
Love ya.